Okay, here we go. Same idea as yesterday. Yesterday in the math world was Friday. Watch your signs as they can screw up an entire problem. You have to have it written in standard form. Is this written in standard form?
No.
Rewrite it. What should it say? Very good. M squared minus 3m minus 4. Now I make my t-chart. I'm going to multiply to get to negative 4. Now, because it's a negative, what do you know? Very good. Opposite signs. One's positive, one's negative. And we're going to add to get to, what does that tell you? Big number is negative. What he said is technically right. Big number is negative. Okay? Big number is negative. If you just remember, it's got to be the big number has to be the negative. I will tell you, most of the hiccups people had were in these factors and knowing their signs. So if they're opposite signs and the big number is negative, what are your factors? And? So when I add 1 plus negative 4, I get negative 3, which is my winner. So really my two binomials are m plus 1 and m minus 4. Now technically, could you have m minus 4 and m plus 1? Yes. Okay. I'm going to loop back to a question that Jackson asked last week when we were learning this. He said, Ms. Hoff, how come in the T-chart you didn't bring that m with the 3? Remember when he asked that question? And I said it really comes from when you go to multiply them back together, you multiply by m so they get connected. Say this happens. X squared minus xy minus 12y squared. If I got rid of this and this, don't do it. If I got rid of that, it would look like what you did on Friday, correct? Okay. I would multiply to get to, my eyes are watering.
It was my throat,
It's my eyes are watering. He's going to offer me a Kleenex.
Oh.
I multiply to get to negative 12. What's that tell you about the signs? Do this T-chart with me. Don't scribble off the Y's. Do this T-chart with me. What does that tell you about your signs? They're opposites. And we're adding to get to negative 1. So that tells you big number is negative. What are my factors? 1 times negative 12.
2 times negative 6.
Yep. And by this point, you guys are looking at this going, I know the answer, Miss Hoff. It is 3 and negative 4, right? So normally we'd come over here and we would say my binomials should factor to be and you're absolutely right. But the problem is we have this y and y squared. How is that going to change my binomial? Bingo. When you have a second variable, that variable is going to go with your T-chart. So don't change your process, right? Ignore that second variable to start, find your factors, but then your second variable has to be in here. Because when I go to multiply x and negative 4y, I get negative 4xy. And 3y and x, I get a positive 3xy. So that's how my variables come into play. So the second variable just means that your second term in your binomial is going to have a variable. Thoughts? Here's my fear. You guys get really good at this and we get chatty. Don't get chatty. Grid paper in the back for you to be able to show your work. It is on Alex.